What's going on, everybody? This is going to be a little quick talk about virtual reality and my experiences on the 3 different platforms and what I think about it. Now, before I get into this video, I'm going to say 2 things. There's going to be probably more than one video that I do talking about this because I'm going to talk about specific topics. And then this one, I'm going to be talking about my concerns with VR. And I'm going to do other videos where I'll demonstrate certain things differently, you know, to let you guys know what it is like with different platforms and what's going on. So let's talk about the other thing, the platforms. Now, VR has 3 platforms and 3 tiers. You have the mobile version of VR, you have the console version of VR, and then you have the PC version of VR. And then you have something called AR, which is a whole nother level of VR, and it's not the same, which is what the HoloLens is. So we won't talk about the HoloLens because it's not VR, that's AR. For you people that always ask about Xbox and the HoloLens and compare it, you cannot compare that to the Vive or the Oculus. Way different ball game, 2 different planets, 2 different galaxies. It's that much of a difference. But anyway, so let's get into it. Okay, right away, let me put out the disclaimer that I need to put out before I do these type of videos, because I need to tell people this. I'm gonna talk about this from my perspective, and I'm gonna say some things that some people may not agree with. Now, the reason you may not agree with this is probably because you're fanboying, more than likely, but you know me, I'm gonna keep it real and I'm gonna keep it honest, and I'm gonna say what I have noticed. Now, some of what I've noticed, people will go, oh, well, that's because of this and because of that, and make excuses. I think you guys should realize I'm to a point where I do understand technology enough to know that some of what you guys are telling me, I already know that. And I take that into accountability when I say certain things. Now, granted, I say things that sometimes come off as, oh my God, this guy aggravated me, but the truth hurts sometimes. So I'm going to tell you the truth in this video. So please be prepared to handle the truth, okay? So let's get straight into this. Okay, let's talk about the headset right off the bat. The headset you see on my head is a mobile VR. So right away, you cannot say that this is something that can be talked about for console or PC because, like I said, it's 2 different categories. Now, some of you may say, okay, mobile is the lowest form on the totem pole, but that's actually not the case. So we're going to separate that ideology from this, what we're going to talk about, because what I'm going to talk about is general concern over all 3. Okay, so, okay, let's get into the first thing that I noticed. With VR, you have the option to use the headset with or without a controller. Right away, I'm against the VR where you just go into like a simulator and walk around. This feels like we've seen this enough already, and I just don't like it. And this is kind of right now what VR is. It's pretty much simulations, and I hate that. I hate having to put on a headset and just look at shit, because if I wanted to do that, I'd watch a movie or something like that. Now, for VR, that might be cool, but I don't see why you would want to do that either. So with that being said, the whole starting of VR and the lineup that I see so far, I totally hate it. I'm totally against that. And I want to say that I do like how Oculus has these games where they have programs that work for Oculus that actually patch VR into first-person games like GTA 5. Now, I got to play that and I was actually like, wow. And that was one of the main reasons I decided to actually make this video. One of my general concerns is right away that if you don't have the right headset on, it feels uncomfortable and it gets annoying after just a few minutes. And what I mean is the weight of some of the headsets varies, and depending on how the comfortability of the headset, you will want to take it off after about 20 to 30 minutes. I haven't seen none of these headsets yet where after 30 minutes I wanted to keep playing. I wanted to just take a break, and I don't know if that's good for gaming, because think about it. If you're gaming for hours on end, and then you put on a headset, and after 30 minutes, you feel like you need to go take a break and go sit down, go drink a glass of water, or go lay down, there's something wrong there. Now, right away, some of the people I spoke to said it's the FPS, it's the FPS, it's the FPS, it's the FPS. It's not the FPS when you have a game like GTA 5, and I'm going to explain my point right now. And I want to see who disagrees or agrees with this. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section about what I'm about to say as well. This is like one of those things I want to hear your side of it. Okay. GTA 5, when I tried it, right? I was sitting down driving, and it's dope. Don't get me wrong, it's dope with the Oculus. And I'm moving around, and you can see everything in the car, which is actually not realistic. Now, keep in mind, the whole purpose of virtual reality is to make the game feel real, but because it feels real, you behave like you would in real life. So right away, the reflexes of the game kind of hinder the action. And what I mean by that is when you're driving, you don't look around like, you know, looking at the scenery. You do that in the game because it looks amazing how good the detail is. But if you do that in GTA, you crash. So it's like one of those things where the reality becomes too real. And that's one of my main concerns about virtual reality. Virtual reality is too real sometimes, and let me explain before you guys go camp. When you get out the car and the person gets mad at you in the other car, the NPCs have this reaction where if you say something rude or pull out a gun, they'll try to fight you. Now the police come, and everybody in GTA loves to have a little bang out with the police. The police come, they get a little retarded, they say a little something stupid to incite your gaming rage. And you go, hey, it's not real life. I'm going to shoot this pig. And you go and you shoot at the cop. Next thing you know, you get 3 stars, 4 stars. You got a bunch of cops chasing you. Now, you get away from the cops. You do a mission. And the mission, there's a part where you have to kill a rival gang. And there's like 10 people you need to kill. If you get into a shootout with the virtual reality on, then this is what really had me like, oh my goodness, this is crazy. If you get into a shootout with the virtual reality on, and you're shooting 2 or 3 people down, and you start looking around, trying to run and take cover, you're using a controller. But you're looking around and you're running. By the time you kill 20, 15 people, you actually feel tired. You feel like you really just did something. Now, I'm not trying to call gamers lazy or anything, but at the end of the day, think about it. If you get off from work or whatever you were doing, and you go and you play a game and you get that experience where you feel tired from an action sequence in the game, you're gonna be like, wow, it's dope, don't get me wrong, but then it's one of those things where it fatigues you. It has nothing to do with the FPS, because a lot of people who have high-end computers will experience what I'm talking about. So it's one of those things where is virtual reality too real? So that's one of my concerns about it right there, because I was a little dizzy, and people go, oh, it's the FPS, it's this, it's that. No, it wasn't the FPS that made me dizzy. It was from turning, because it was your reaction. Think about it. If you're in a virtual reality, your reflexes don't change. So you have the same reflexes you would in real life. If people are running past you and you don't know who just ran past you, you're going to look. So you're constantly, your reflexes are constantly going. Your adrenaline's going. You get immersed in the game, and it really works. But the problem is you get so immersed in the game, you feel like you just worked out. So don't get me wrong. That's pretty dope. But think about that as a gamer. If you're going to game for like 2 or 3 hours, you're not going to do that with a headset. This is like those kids in Japan who they find dead who were gaming for so long they die. They don't eat or anything. So it's like, it's going to be a challenge to see how long can you go without taking that headset off. And to me, that's one of the problems with the virtual reality. That's the biggest problem I see with it. I'm happy that they have it. Don't get me wrong. It's new tech. I'm definitely interested. But that's one main concern. The immersion is so immersive that depending on what you're playing, you can get really tired. You get this clumsy feeling, and you're looking around and you don't even realize you're getting dizzy, and you need to take a second and actually pull the headset off and then go, whoo, and then put it back on and get back into the game. So that's one of those things where it's like, I don't know, man. It's going to take some getting used to that. Maybe if it's around for a while, we'll see. But that's one of the things that really concerned me. Now, I want to hear your guys who tried to take on it and you guys who didn't. Do you think that sounds logical? Because I tried it and I'm telling you that's exactly what it feels like. So I don't know how people are out there actually kind of like damage controlling that. And a lot of people who are using VR, and I'm going to take a shot at some of y'all right now, get mad, dislike, rage in the comment section, whatever you got to do. A lot of y'all are damage controlling it, but you're not even playing those games that are like Dying Light, GTA. You're not playing these games. You're playing simulators, and I hate those fucking simulators. I totally hate the direction that VR started out in, because everything is about not using a controller, and that's like the first mistake for anything. Do not use a controller, because then it's like, okay, what's the point in this calling this a game? It's like a movie. There's a lot of that going on in the gaming industry, and it's okay for the niche crowd or whatever, but with reality, gaming, you want a controller. So it's good to see the controllers kind of 360 back, but now you have like a lot of games that are being developed with like this gimmick in mind of it's virtual reality, so look around. And honestly, that's kind of what I think the problem is with virtual reality, and what's going to cause people to be like, it was cool anyway, because they're focusing too much on that, and that's not something that's going to be long term to me. Even if you try it and play it, you're gonna try it and play it. You got to be in the mood to actually be doing all of this and this and that and the third. And you know, like I said, I don't see gamers wanting to do that constantly or for long periods of time. So I don't think it has anything to do with the FPS as far as the fatigue goes. Now, as far as the experience, yes, the FPS is a factor in the experience depending on what you're playing, because some games have a lot of explosions and things like that, like GTA. And if your frames are not good, you are really, really gonna want to take that headset off immediately. So that's another bad thing. And I'm going to talk about that next. My next topic is the pricing. Now, for some of you who want to get into virtual reality, I think the best way to go is probably to go and get the PS4 virtual reality, even though that one is actually already being stated that it's not up to par with PC, which is not a surprise. But at the end of the day, it's a good way to start, because I know that they're going to have these things in mind with the PS4 virtual reality. Now, I saw people playing it and everything was smooth and cool. And I was at a place where they were using it. I didn't get a chance to try it, but it didn't seem like the people were experiencing what I'm saying as far as the fatigue. But then again, let's keep in mind, nobody really played for longer than 15 to 20 minutes. And that's usually around what I've noticed from all of the headsets. That's around the time when you start to feel like you need to take it off. After about 30 minutes, if you get to that 40-minute mark, you start feeling sick. And this comes from, like I said, being dizzy. Because there's another thing about the virtual reality headset. When you put it on, you don't actually take in accountability that you're doing all of this moving around. And you really start getting curious and you want to see behind you and see. And that's that whole curiosity of being a gamer. You want to see if it actually is going to show you what's behind you. So when you see what's behind you, you're automatically going to just keep looking behind you, looking around 360 and 360 and 360 and 360. Whether you're standing up on a chair. And that's going to cause fatigue because you're moving so much and so fast, and so much adrenaline and immersion is happening all at one time. So like I said, I do want to hear what people's opinions are of that, because from what I've played and what I've been doing, that's pretty much what I notice is the common denominator amongst them all. You are constantly turning, and that causes dizziness. And I think that's what's causing people to have that feeling. That's just my opinion. Not a doctor. But I mean, it's common sense. When you take the headset off, you're like, oh, okay, I'm really here. It's like you went somewhere else and you're just moving, spinning. It's like being on a roller coaster for 30 minutes. So if you're on a roller coaster for that long, you kind of get off and like, woo, that was fun. Woo. Let me go sit down. That's exactly what this feels like. And I'm like, okay, that's cool and everything. It's thrilling. But how much of that is gimmicky? See, so this is the honesty right now. It's kind of gimmicky. You can't say it's not. Now, there's action games that use the VR. I totally don't understand that, because it's simply put, it's action and the camera's moving and it's doing all of this and you're trying to look around and all you're doing is really moving the camera over the character. That's kind of stupid. Some people play those games, but me personally, those are the games that are definitely... It's no point in doing that. Those games are just stupid. Now, as far as, like I said, games like Dying Light, GTA, it's pretty dope. I do recommend you guys try that when you get a chance. You will love it. Trust me, you will love it. But as far as anything else is concerned, I don't know, man. I mean, they have to really start showing us what they have for these third-party titles. I'm glad PlayStation has a VR, because console gaming is pretty much what drives everything. Mobile, PC. As much as I love PC, and I know it's held back by console is what makes that market for gamers to get those AAA games, those quality titles. And I can't wait to see what they have in mind, because what I do see right now, I'm not interested. But you know, I will be getting my hands on some of these different VR headsets depending on how I get them, because I'm not gonna go out and spend $600, $800 to feel dizzy after 20 minutes. That's just my personal opinion. But I will have my hands on different virtual reality headsets, and I will be doing different videos, different topics. When things improve or what headset is working right and what isn't, I'm going to let you guys know that. You know, I'm going to tell you guys what headsets to stay away from, what headsets to get. The PS4 VR, I'm definitely going to review and let you guys know if that's good or not. Whether I buy one or not is another story. But I'm sure I'll find somebody who has one and be able to do demonstrations and test it out. Me personally, I'm leaning right now towards not getting it, because I already just read some reports that state some very bad things as far as performance goes. But once again, it's console, so I'm not expecting miracles from PlayStation. It's totally okay. I'm not gonna bash it and say, oh well, it's not as good as PC, because of course it's not. It's not as expensive. Now, Before I leave, I do want to say that you do have to be careful for the PC guys out there, because a lot of people think that because they go and buy a PC, depending on how much money they spent, they got a good experience, and that's not the case. I see some people running around with expensive hardware in their PCs, and it's not even the right hardware. Just a lot of stuff people are doing. I'm not even gonna get into that. I laugh at it because people think that because they spent a certain amount of money, they're getting the right experience. That's not the case. But you do have to be careful with that with the VR headsets, because when you're meeting like the minimum requirement, I think Oculus is 4 gigabytes, Vive is 8 gigabytes of DDR3. You don't want to have that. You actually want to have above that. So in all, if you want to get a good experience from the VR, excluding the VR, you want to spend at least $1,200 and up on the PC, which means that now if you buy a bundle for like $1,500, you're entry level. You don't want that. You actually want the one above that. So you're looking to spend anywhere between $2,000 to $3,000 on PC to get the optimal VR experience, which they're not being honest with you about, but I'm being honest with you, that is the case. It's not going to be $800 for the Vive if you have a $1,000 PC, because you're going to want to upgrade some things. Even though it'll run, you're still not going to get that experience to the point where you're going to be feeling like, oh, let me take this off. You need everything. You need all the bells and whistles to be decent. You need everything to be fair. So with that being said, keep that in mind, because I see a lot of people totally dodging telling you that. So because they don't realize there's people that don't know what this is and they're getting into it. So I'm going to help you guys ease into this and tell you, yeah, if you think about PC, I would definitely look to get the PS4 version if you already have a PS4 and try it out. If you have the money to buy the Vive and upgrade your PC, then you have the money for the PS4 headset. So people who keep saying, I'm not going to spend the money, stop lying. If you have the money to buy that, then the $400 is not going to hurt you. That means you have the money. So so with that being said, I'm going to cut this video short because it's long already. And let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, because I do want to hear what everybody's takes on this is, because I noticed that people are not really talking about that, and I kind of wonder why. So, you don't have to be like, oh, I'm out of shape, this, that, and the third. It's the truth. The truth is, if you're spinning around for minutes on end, you're getting into stuff, then you're going to be tired. But I've noticed a lot of people are not really talking about the gaming experiences either, because a lot of people are just playing like demos and silly stuff. Like there's games where the game that comes with the Oculus and all that stuff is silly garbage. But at the end of the day, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. It's your boy, I'm out of here. Like I said, I will be doing more videos talking about different topics. This was just to start the mood for VR on the channel. This headset is a mobile headset. I will be doing a review for this. I will be like demonstrating it and letting you guys know if you want to get into VR, if you want something just for a mild experience, then you should probably check out the mobile VR, even though, like I said, there's a night and day difference between that and PC. So don't think that because if you have a bad experience on mobile, you will on PC, because PC is giving you GTA 5. I mean, can I say it again? I said that at least 4 times in this video. So remember, you're not getting that experience on mobile. So trust me, night and day experiences. Even though you will be surprised what they have on the mobile VR market as well. Very surprising. Facebook even has stuff for it. Well, it shouldn't be surprising because it's Oculus, but Facebook has I saw some demonstrations at an office with Facebook, and Facebook is getting ready to really make you walk around your job with a mobile VR headset watching videos. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna get into details of that right now, but I actually got to witness some interesting shit from Facebook. Facebook is really about to have a lot of fun with this. They are gonna do some things. Anyway, it's your boy Jimmybgaming. I'm out of here. Peace.
Exactly the same as far as the edges and the way that things reflect. Now, the game should be around 1080p, but this is not confirmed. On my display, it did register as 1080p on both consoles.